All right, welcome back to TaylorMade of the Kingdom out here in Carlsbad, California. I am joined by my good buddy Chandler. Carr. Chandler, how are you, man?
Good, how are you? Good
I'm doing really good. I love it. You and a couple other guys here, when I get to see you, that usually means you're showing me new product.
And it's always going to be a good day with you, too. So.
Heck, well, thank you. I appreciate that. And yeah, I always love coming out here, and we've got brand new product, and it's super exciting because I think every year everybody looks forward to see what the next TaylorMade wood line is going to look like. I know our forum members, all that. I mean, they are scouring the internet for any bit of information they can early, but we now in our hands have the brand new driver and Qi35. So when you have Qi10 and you had as much success, especially at Tour as it had, my gosh, it seemed like it was winning every week. But a lot of a great performance in amateur bags as well. What is kind of the philosophy of going to the next level? When you have Qi10 and you say, okay, we're going to be out of the next thing. What is kind of that thought, that feeling as you move into the new product?
We couldn't have asked for a better year with Qi10. The success we had with Scheffler and Nelly and everybody else is playing our product. Like, we couldn't have asked for a better year.
Yep. And
then for us as designers and product creators, like, man, how do we top that?
Yeah.
Right? That's always a big challenge that we have every single year. Right, and we knew that this product, we didn't want to have it live in the shadows of Qi10. We wanted to have its own identity, so a new name, a new colorway, and some new technology that's really going to benefit a lot of golfers.
Yep. So we have here the Qi35. We'll start, in terms of the whole line. What are kind of the big, when you look at, there's 4 driver heads here.
Yep.
When you just look across the whole line, what are kind of the big things that you think of when you think of Qi35? What are the big advancements that people should know about?
Well, I'm going to start with actually the name.
Okay.
Right? People might ask, why 35?
Yeah.
Right? So for us, it's not a big thing that we're going to be screaming from the rooftops about, but I think for your guys and for you, might as well tell you what 35 means, right? So it's form, function, and fit. That's what the 3 stands for. Okay. So the design, how it functions, and then getting fit, which you just did, which was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Right? And then 5 ways to optimize the golfer. So that's each model, and then plus our select fit head. So we can really kind of fine tune the product for you. And for us, the big technology story on the function side, like what makes this product work, is all about the CG projection.
Gotcha.
CG projection is a term that's used in the industry for a long time, but it really hasn't made its way out to the customers. So CG projection is a big story, and I can tell you all about it if you like.
Yeah, let's get in, because I think especially with our group, they are a little more knowledgeable. They love to kind of know those nitty gritty details. So what is CG? What is the new with CG?
Well, I'm going to go right up your alley here and tell you, let's talk about product from the past just a little bit to help illustrate what CG projection means. You remember our SLDR driver?
I do.
Remember how far you would hit it when you hit one dead center?
I mean, there probably wasn't a longer driver out there if you could hit the center.
And do you remember how bad you hit it when you hit it off center?
It went a little right and left and short.
So
all that.
It was one of those products for us that had great CG projection. And what that means is that the center of gravity projecting through the center of the face was very low and forward.
Okay.
That product had basically good launch conditions. You would hit one basically center face, it would launch high, it would not have a ton of spin, with tremendous ball speed, it was great, but had a low MOI.
Yeah.
So now how do I balance those good launch conditions that you maybe associate with a product like that, but now give you all the forgiveness in the world? So that's really what we're trying to do here. So CG projection is essentially giving you a bigger area on the face. We call it an area of opportunity to have better launch conditions.
Okay.
So we're basically taking that point where the center of gravity is projecting through the center of the face and dropping it as low as possible while maintaining high MOI. So giving you high launch, low spin, and the shots that just want to continue to go straight. And I'll use another example, is that a shot you hit a little bit high on the face?
I've done it.
And how they just tend to go forever?
Yep.
Right? You're hitting it above that CG projection point. So if I can lower that down further, more of your shots will be like that.
Oh, okay. I see. Pretty interesting. So that's a huge thing. We, of course, when you see these heads, we got a ton of carbon still.
Yep.
We're definitely not going away from carbon.
Nope.
The carbon face, carbon crown, all that still there. So let's start with the standard Qi35 and pull that bad boy up, and kind of what's new, and then 2, also kind of who's this golfer for? What are people looking for if you're kind of looking at the Qi35?
So our Qi35 to me is a product that could fit from a touring professional to guys like me and you, and even a little worse than me and you. I think there's a ton of golfers that can benefit from this product because we're living in an extremely high MOI, and we're using that new inertia, that big inertia shape that we introduced with Max last year, right? So now we have the new high inertia shape, and then the ability to move mass around efficiently, meaning that now I can have someone who needs high MOI can benefit from moving that weight in the back, or if you need a little bit less spin or need to maybe flatten out that launch angle a little bit, we can move 13 grams of weight forward a long way away.
Yeah.
Like you'll notice that we don't have a weight track anymore. This is a more efficient way to move mass to more effectively change your ball flight more often. So this particular product is going to fit a lot of golfers. Big profile, high MOI, ton of adjustability.
Yeah, that looks really good, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like you said, without the track, I mean, you got to save a decent amount of weight to use other places when you remove a track from the head.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All right, then we move into, let's see, should we go to the LS next?
Yeah,
I know this is the GolfWRXer's kind of a weapon of choice, I think, a lot, but the LS, kind of who's this for? And again, same thing, what's kind of new in the LS model for the QI35?
So QI35 LS stands for low spin, right? There's golfers out there that need low spin, right? And they generally tend to be more of a traditional golfer. They like more of that traditional shape. So first of all, the face address view, the profile is more pear-shaped, more traditional. Still 460 cc's, but it looks a little bit smaller from address. So it's giving you kind of that maybe 450 or 440 look from address, but still 460. All that phenomenal forgiveness that you would associate with the other products. But now we have 3 movable weights, meaning that we can even fine tune that fit even further. By moving that weight from the back to the front toe, we kind of call it internally beast mode. It's our lowest CG projection point of any of our products. We're actually negative. We're actually below center face.
Wow.
Meaning that if you want that kind of knuckle machine or that monster shot, for the better players who need it, we have an option to even fit those golfers who need incredibly low spin, and more of a fade bias product.
Yeah.
So traditional, your better player in mind, but as you saw today, even guys like us can play the LS too. So it's not just for the better player. It definitely can help the better player, but it's also for a lot of wide range of golfers who prefer that traditional look.
Yep, and it's interesting, because we just did a fitting. I got fitted at the LS, and I don't consider myself an LS type guy. I thought I would be more traditional, but with all the options on here and between the hosel and the weights, and being able to set those things up, it ended up being the best combination. And we did put it in beast mode for me for a little bit, and it wasn't what I needed, but it was kind of cool to see how differently the head felt. Just shifting that weight, because I think a lot of times people may look at certain weights and go, it's not enough to do anything. It definitely made a difference in the feel of the club through the swing for me. Yeah,
it makes a huge difference in how you're moving that mass around within the head efficiently. It's one thing to move a mass around with a sliding weight. That's a quick adjustment.
Yep.
But now you're sacrificing the amount of weight that you're moving a further distance. So I can change it more effectively now by moving more weight further and giving you kind of that beast mode setting in the toe, or if I need a little bit more draw bias, or I need that high MOI setting in the back. So lots of options, and we have a weight kit available too. So if you want to fine tune kind of your in-between settings, we have that available as well.
That's awesome. All right, let's take a look at the Max head. I know last year QI10 Max was a huge thing. Ultimate stability. We've now got the QI35 Max, and I've seen on the bottom there's a little equation that says 10,000.
Yep.
So it looks like we're 10K again this year.
Yeah. So we all know there's golfers out there that can benefit from maximum forgiveness.
Yep.
But I want to make sure that my goal as a product creator is I want every golfer on the planet to play as the most forgiving driver possible, but without the expense of bad launch conditions.
Okay.
So QI35 Max gives you 10K MOI, but with better launch conditions that we've had before in this category product, which means that we can have phenomenal launch conditions with all that forgiveness. And for me, this is the ultimate trunk slammer driver. I'm going right from the trunk to the first tee, and I got all the forgiveness in the world to know that I'm going to find that first tee fairway. 10K is, for those golfers who need it. This is a great option for those who just kind of set it and forget it.
Yep.
And it's going to do a lot of damage for a lot of golfers in a good way.
And I think, we looked at what last year we saw 10K heads on tour.
Yep.
And like you said, beginner bags. It's again, I think a very wide range of golfers going to fit into this driver if they go try them out.
Exactly. And I think, even here at the Kingdom, I've actually fit a few guys that are 170 plus ball speed into this Max this year already. So there's golfers who I know can benefit from Max, even on the really good golfer level.
Yeah.
So definitely, for those club junkies out there, definitely make sure that give the Max a try. It is for them too as well.
Definitely. All right, and then we round out the line. We've got the brand new Max Lite QI35, and I've talked to a lot of fitters, especially doing our best driver series, and they say this line with something that's lightweight, easy to swing, promotes a little more ball speed or club head speed, has been a big thing lately in terms of fittings, and it seems like this will fit in just with those golfers.
Yeah, there's a ton of golfers out there that can benefit from a statically lightweight product. Swing weight actually comes in, I think, right around D0 or C9 forgot exactly what it was, but we're talking a 40-gram shaft, 43-gram grip, super lightweight build to maximize club head speed, but with tons of forgiveness. So there's a ton of golfers out there that can benefit from this, and I think it's one of those products that is an emerging category that we want to kind of piece of that pie to. If you can't make one of these work, we got some other problems, right? You know,
so the other part of it too is definitely go get fit. Like we just saw,
Yep.
I went and got fit. It was amazing that I would have sworn I was a Qi35 guy, and that's just who I am.
Yep.
And I ended up getting fit into the LS head with a shaft I didn't even think of. So. And so that was one thing, and then two, it was a whole lot of fun just to hit a bunch of different combinations
can't beat that.
and have a fitter work with you to dial you in. So, Chandler, thank you so much for breaking down the brand new TaylorMade Qi35 driver line. Exciting to see these out there. Go test them out yourself. Go get fit. It's a whole lot of fun.
Always a pleasure spending some time with you, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, no worries.